Hi, I hope everybody's getting ready and we're going to start the first dish we're going to cook tonight is going to be a Pollo Balsamic, chicken balsamic, which is a breast of chicken sauteed with garlic, Portobello Mushrooms, Balsamic Vinegar, and then reduced with a little butter. It is right now, what time is it right now? 6 o'clock. So hopefully everybody has a glass of wine. My salute. I hope everybody's safe, and I hope this stuff ends really quick before we all go broke. But mostly we want people to be safe. I'm trying to do these classes on Fridays to try to help people who actually don't cook very much at home, and try to pass some of my recipes and my dishes, and so they can share that with the family. I know it's hard times right now. Some of you have a lot of kids at home and stuff like that. So we'll do different dishes. Will be family style. Tonight we're just going to do two chicken dishes. The first one, like I said, Pollo Balsamic. The second one will be a Pollo Pomodoro. So to start with, of course you need a satay pan. And we're going to put about 2 or 3 tables of olive oil in the pan, and we're going to warm it up a little bit, and then we're going to use a breast of chicken. Now, breast of chicken, we're going to flour it. Now, if you're gluten free, you don't have to flour the chicken. You actually can just cook it without flour. And so when you go to the market, sometimes they sell breasts of chickens that are huge. So you might want to cut that in half and then pound it a little bit. You want to make sure the breast of chicken is level, so it's not thick in one part and thin in another one. You want to make sure there's the same thickness all around it, so it cooks even, so it's not raw on one side and then overcooking the other side. So we are right now letting the oil warm up a little bit, and then we're going to put the chicken in the pan and with the flour. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, while the chicken is being cooked, I'm going to chop portobello mushrooms here. And probably for this dish, if you have a portobello mushroom that's this size, sometimes they're bigger than this, we're going to probably use for this dish 3/4 of the mushroom will be enough. And you chop it and you slice it like this. And anyway, so we have that ready. And so now what we're doing is browning the chicken a little bit, and we want to brown it on one side and then flip it over. And so right now we're going to check and see. So as you can tell, now it's brown on one side, right? And at this time we flip it over, and we're going to add the garlic. So we're going to put 1 teaspoon of garlic, and we're not going to let the garlic burn. We're just going to shake it a little bit like that, brown it a little bit. And now, after we do that, we're going to put a little bit of Chardonnay. We're going to make fire like that. A little bit of fire. Don't burn yourself, though. And we're going to reduce a little bit of the wine. And before we put balsamic vinegar, it can be any balsamic vinegar. So we're going to put probably 2 or 3 spoons of balsamic vinegar and add the mushrooms to it. And now we're going to start cooking the mushrooms in the vinegar. Now, if it's really dry, you can tell it's getting dry. We're going to put a little more wine so we can cook the mushrooms a little more and let it reduce a little bit. So we're going to let this reduce for a little bit. And then by the time that this reduces, the mushrooms are going to be cooked. Now, if you like the mushrooms well done, and then you're going to put the mushrooms way before. You're going to put the mushrooms at the same time I put the garlic and saute them a little bit. If you like them a little al dente, then you just leave them like that. So now, as you can see, it's bubbling like fish soup. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of butter. So, spoon of butter. And when you add the butter, you're going to start moving the pan around until the butter starts dissolving. You don't want to let it boil a lot, because what happens is the butter will break. And so you want to make it where the butter melts little by little, and so you have a thickness sauce. And so by that time when the butters melt, what we're going to do is we're just going to take the chicken away, put it in a dish, and then we're going to keep reducing it a little bit more. Just a little bit more. So now if you like a lot of sauce, you can leave a lot of sauce, because you can cook this with rice or risotto, and then put the chicken on top of the risotto, the rice, and then all the sauce will melt into the rice or the risotto. So when you get to a point where the bubbles are getting bigger, as you can tell right here, right? Keep shaking it, and then we're just going to put it over the chicken, and voila. So that's called chicken or Pollo Balsamic. Here, it's not in the menu, but a lot of people, customers like you guys, so we can make it anytime. So that's dish number one. How much glass of wine is that you guys had with one dish? Supposed to have about a glass per each dish to be cooking. All right. So that's number one. So now we're going to do another chicken dish. And this is called Pollo Pomodoro. So the same thing. We're going to put 3 spoons of olive oil, and we are going to let that warm up. And while that's warming up, I'm going to grab a tomato and cut the tomato in little squares and chop it up. You can make it into big squares or small squares, however you want. This is a kind of medium size here. And so about 3/4 of a tomato, probably about 4 leaves of basil. And so we're going to also the basil and chop it up real good. And so now the oil should be ready. So we're going to grab another breast of chicken. We're going to flour it again, and then we're going to once again add salt and pepper a little bit, and we're going to let this chicken cook. This doesn't take very long, like you can tell, about what, 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, maybe 6 minutes to cook each of these dishes if you have everything prepped. And you can eat it right away, because now the key of this is not to cook a piece of chicken again that's thick in one part and thin in the other one. You want to pound it. And so now you can tell the chicken is browning. So before I brown the other side, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic. And once again, I'm going to brown the garlic a little bit. And then I'm going to add the tomatoes. And then I'm going to add the wine. And after you add the wine, we're going to add the fresh basil. Fresh basil, and 1 spoon of butter. This doesn't take very long, is it? No, not taking very long. So anyway, we put the butter in there, and once again, we're going to reduce the butter. We want to make sure that the chicken is cooked. So you can grab. The chicken is not cooked yet. So if the chicken is not cooked all the way, we're going to add a little more wine to let it reduce and cook the chicken. And then we're going to wait for a couple of minutes. And then if we need to add a little more butter, we will add a little more butter. But we'll see how thick the sauce comes out. And this is a very simple dish. It's a dish that's now it's coming. The season when you plant tomatoes and basil and all the stuff, you can come home, buy chicken, go to your garden, pick up your vegetables, and it takes a few minutes to cook for the family, and it's super delicious. This is one of my favorite dishes, especially when last time with everything, all the tomatoes and all the basil, everything is growing, it's fresh. That's what I do at home. I grow a garden every year, tomatoes, basil, oregano, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, so now we check in the chicken, and so the chicken is almost cooked. So we're gonna flip it again, and I don't think I need to add a little more butter to it. I think that's enough butter. It's going to reduce a little bit more the juice to serve it, and it will be voila. Anyway, before I finish, I want to thank everybody so much for coming to my restaurant. Sometimes we do are open now Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for takeouts from 4 to 8. If things get a little better, maybe I will add Friday to it. As it is right now, trying to save, be alive, trying to save a little bit of labor and lights and electricity and all that stuff that's expensive. I pray to God and to the economy and to this horrible thing to go away so we can stay in business. It's been a challenge for me and for all my staff, and that they need to work and they're not working right now. So I'm trying to keep here and there people that need more to work, and trying to do whatever I can to get money to give it to them, and to keep them alive, because right now we all got to help each other in these hard times. And I am very blessed that I have customers like you guys that have been with me for 18 years and have supported me, and Buonarroti restaurant has been alive because of you guys. And we have gone through, like I say, 9/11. We have gone through the 2008 recession, and we made it. And I'm sure we're going to make it to this one. It's going to be a rough one, but we're going to make it. God bless you, and thank you so much for whoever is online watching this. And I hope you cook this at home. And I hope next week on Friday at 6 o'clock I will cook some more dishes, and you guys can watch it. And this will be helpful for you and your family. And God bless you, and thank you so much again. And my staff, thank you very much. And hopefully this will be over. I can see you guys again, because I miss, one of the things that I miss so much is this restaurant is my life, and all you guys who come here are my life, and I have like a home for me right now. I don't get to talk to people, I don't get to see people, and so for me it's very hard, not only financially but emotionally. And hopefully this will go away, and no more people will die, and we'll go back to normal. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for supporting my stuff. We'll see you next Friday.